it, guys. Push. Come on. Get there. Baby. Come on.
We listened to some good conversation here. We'll listen to www.crsradio.com. If you listen and you want to let someone else know about what you listen to, just simply go to www.crsradio. Go to the station identifier, and it'll give you about 11 radio stations. We are on the sports news. You click sports news on the right side. You'll hear listen live. And you just hit listen live and you'll hear everything. When we're not on, it's a 24-hour station. It goes directly to Major League Baseball. So the guys who are out listening to Major League Baseball, guess what? You'll listen to a good conversation with former Major League players and coaches that we're actually trying to get the young inner city kids and trying to make the best of what we can have. I remember I spoke with a coach, batting coach, Lamar Johnson, actually. He said that when the black kids come in, the inner city kids come in, they're a year behind. So we're trying to bridge that gap for them. We don't want them to be a year behind, and so to speak, what we're going to do, we're going to have Mr. Plump introduce himself and tell us what made him want to be so intricate part of the Piper Davis, and we go from there. And once we're done with Mr. Plump, we're going to have a awesome gentleman that I known, and he didn't even remember me. But I remember him, and the reason why I remember him is because. Just looking at the way he worked with everybody, Carl Ripken, Eddie Murray, myself, he did not pick anybody special. Everybody was a ball player to him, and he taught all of us the same thing. He gave us all what he had to offer. You know, we had Tom McGraw, we had Bobby Tolan was there, Kurt Moulton was there. So all these guys, man, all these are black coaches that I was so happy just to be a part of. So we're going to go to Ms. Plump. Ms. Plump, introduce yourself. Tell us everything and why you're doing what you're doing. And trust me, it's a great thing. But I want you to introduce yourself and let everybody out there know what you're going on. And I know you said next year going to be better than this year, and I feel already this year is a great year. So we're going to look forward for next year, but we're going to enjoy this year. So right now Ms. Plump, introduce yourself. Say something.
Hey, good evening, guys. You know, it's always good to be around you. And the thing about this, Fred Plump, I've been around 47 years. I started coaching at Woodward Junior High School. I left Woodward Junior High School and went to the high school for a year. And I left there and that's when they wasn't hiring blacks in the fire department, so I went and fought that and become one of the first black firefighters in the city of Birmingham. In the meantime, I was still looking at our young men's running, and I started with the 13, 14-year-old age group. But when I got there and saw that those boys, they was already grown. They knew more than I did. So I said, well, maybe I need to reach back and grab them at 4, 5, and 6. And with that, we started the Piper Davis program, and that's when we came in with the T-ball, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and to move them. And anytime a parent would come to me and say, hey, what can you do to help get my boy drafted? And first thing I would tell them, nothing. But I do all I can to get them in school. And that's why we work so hard to try to get those guys involved. And that's one of the reasons I brought on Dr. White. And, man, what a blessing to meet the man on my left. You know, he came on board, he was a ball of fire, which you was talking about, yo, man. You was so glad to see him, just like Mr. Dixon down there, D, as you call him. I'm so glad to see Dr. White here. Dr. White, yeah, I met him, and great coach. And, I mean, we just hit off because we had the same thing in mind, working with the young blacks in the inner city and trying to show them the right way to go. And as you guys were speaking earlier about a young man getting a big contract and having no guidance. And as I said, next year it's going to be even better. I met with the mayor. That's when I was downtown, and that's what we was talking about.
No, But before we go, we start with the mayor and the governor. This is Alabama president that just come. That's Alabama president now.
Let us know basically. I mean, we got you got. Tell us about the fields you're using, how many teams you got, because I know you got about 30-something teams, 35, 40 teams here. Let us know so far, from what you've seen going on, and then you can pass Mike on to Mr. Big Man next year. Just he's also a member. Just let us know so far what you've seen in the games and the kids out there, and we ask his opinion. What have you seen and how you look so far? You feel you're happy with what you've seen so far for this this inaugural year, and just kind of let us know.
Well, you take this D. I really feel good about it because the fields that we're using. Rickwood Ball Field is one of the oldest ball fields in the country, and that field is ours. Next year, we have more days out there with Lawson State. We're going to be able to get that whenever we want it and how we want to use it. Then we got our inner city parks, which they're going to be doing some improvement. Our high school, is wide open for us. And the new complex will be in place for next year. So we're going to have the field. That's mean we know it's going to be bigger and better. Yeah.
I'm David Brewer. I have the good fortune of representing the Friends of Rickwood Field. We're the nonprofit group that's responsible for the management and operations of the ballpark. Rickwood Field is recognized by the National Park Service as America's oldest baseball park. It served as the former home park for both the Birmingham Barons and the Birmingham Black Barons. The baseball history here is quite rich. There are, I believe the current number is 112 members of the Baseball Hall of Fame who have played on this field. That's over 1/3 of the total membership of the Hall, and it's significant in a city that was never a major league town. The list of players, the Hall of Famers who have played here is what I would describe as a who's who of these baseball iconic figures. Everybody from Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb and Honus Wagner to Willie Mays, Satchel Paige, Hank Aaron, Josh Gibson, Ted Williams. I mean, the list goes on. It's really quite an impressive list of ball players. From our perspective today, part of the value, part of the excitement that we see in playing baseball today is that now these young men, these young fellas who are playing today, who play here, they're now part of this story, and we think that's quite significant. Sure, the ballpark opened on August 18th, 1910, so on August 18th, 2010, we celebrated the 100th anniversary of the ballpark. The park will be 105 years old on this August 18th of 2015. The park was built by a gentleman named Rick Woodward, and that's from where the name of the park comes. It did serve as the home field for the Birmingham Barons from 1910 until 1987, at which point they left and moved to a suburban park. The park also served as the home field for the Black Barons beginning in 1920 and continuing until 1964. The first integrated team here took the field in 1964, and that essentially spelled the end of the Birmingham Black Barons and the standalone African American ball club here. Absolutely. Piper Davis is we describe him as a native of Birmingham. In fact, he was born in a small coal mining community, Piper, Alabama, and that's from where his nickname comes. Lorenzo Piper Davis, often referred to as Mr. Black Baron, an iconic athlete and community figure here, both a player and a manager with the Black Barons, had a very successful career in the Pacific Coast League following his days with the Black Barons, and just a well-known figure, a commonly known, well-known name here in the community. That is correct, the Piper Davis Youth League. We're obviously very excited to be one of the host venues for this first annual Piper Davis Youth League Intercity Tournament. In terms of ensuring that baseball continues to be played here and also that baseball remains alive and well in the community, there's great value for our organization, the ballpark, the community, for us in hosting these types of events. And so having the younger fellas, the kids, the next generation of athletes, it's just not only has great value, but it's a lot of fun for us as well.
Come on. Make it happen. Make it happen. Don't slow down. Don't slow down. Don't slow down, man. Go. Always reset. Go down like you got to get the sit and everything. Reset. All right. Back. All right, next. Push, kid, push it. Push it, kid. Push it. Come on, baby. Keep going. Come on.
Ask him if we could have a garbage can at second base.
Okay.
We can have a little fun behind it, as opposed to putting an infielder there. We'll have our catchers throw, see if they can hit the inside of the garbage can to get their point.
All right.
Ask him if he could do that for us, please.
All right, yes,
Thank
sir. You want it to be laying down though, right?
Yes, absolutely.
The Piper Davis Inner City National Tournament daughter, Miss Faye Davis, will throw out the first pitch. And if you have a word, here's Miss Faye Davis, Piper Davis' daughter.
Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Birmingham if you're from out of town. But for all of my hometown boys, I am so proud of you today. Thank you, Fred. Thank you for making your dream come true. And I thank you for honoring my father with putting his name on this magnificent event. Thanks much. I grew up in this ballpark. I think that's our section over there. I knew all the players. And the only thing I wanted to do when I was growing up was ride the bus. My brother always got to ride the bus. And I said, Dad, can I ride the bus today? I may have been 6, 7. And my brother would ride the bus. So one Sunday, after a doubleheader, I'll never forget it, we were on right bay side, the bus was out there, and I was sulking because I had to go home with the ladies. And my dad had a whistle for us, and we're like, and I turned around, and he just did. Mom, riding the bus. Now this is the truth. From this street, which is 12th Street and 3rd Avenue, all the way downtown, the streets would be lined with people just to wave at the bus.
Really?
Going back downtown.
Wow.
Yeah, this place would be packed. And I was waving harder than anybody else on the bus. As a matter of fact, the players weren't waving, I was waving. But I did get to ride the Black Barons bus one time.
At this time, we're going to bring in our own great state senator, Roger Smitherman, to do the welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Plump. First, let's give a big round of applause to Fred Plump. Let's give him one. You all don't know how long he's been on the ballot for baseball and for all these young people. I know since the last 30 or 40 years. You know, I ain't telling your age, but I'm just telling what the deal is. Well, we're so glad to have you all here in Birmingham. And for the ones of you all that do not know this, you're sitting in the oldest baseball stadium in the United States of America. This stadium is the oldest stadium. Out of all of them you hear them talk about, Candlestick, all those places, this is the oldest stadium in the United States of America. So we're so glad to have you all here. We're honored to have you here. On behalf of all the citizens here in the city of Birmingham and all the citizens who are in Senate District 18, we welcome you and we hope that you have a great stay here. Please call on any of us for anything that you need. We want you to know that we are here to serve you, and we're just glad that you came to see us. So to all the fellows and everybody playing, this is the golden opportunity in life to showcase your skills. This is a golden opportunity. Baseball is a great sport, and it's a sport that can take you a long ways from this point all the way through college to pro and thereafter. So at this particular time, once again, we want to welcome and thank each and every one of you all for coming. And for all of you all who agree with what you've heard and what's been said, let's say amen. Let's say it one more time, amen.
Guys, and you know, it's a multitude of guys that I talked to were willing to give their knowledge. But again, they didn't ask for money. They didn't ask for money, asked for your time, and they gave it. So that's what I try to do, is take this knowledge that I've gotten from the Hall of Fame guys, pass it on to the coaching staff here and to the players that's here and show up for this thing, and hopefully we'll continue to get bigger and better at doing it.
We're up to the 10U grab. 10U, we got Bessemer 10U. Come on down, Bessemer. Or is it Bessemer? I'm not from the great state of Alabama. 78 West, 10U. 78 West. Highway 78. We're going to move up to the 12U bracket. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Coach Red, don't get mad at me, Red. And we both in Florida, man. I'm sorry. Home team, 10U, Delray, 10U. All right. We're going to move up to the 12U. Let me see, I can make sure I got everybody. 78 West. Come on down. You're the next contestant in line for the Piper Davis Prize. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they look ready, boy. They look sharp. Bahamas, 14U. We're going to move along. We got Mr. Fred's boys. West End, 14U. Come on down. You guys better represent Piper Davis well, because Fred's going to be mad. You guys don't even win a game now. Y'all better be ready to play. Fred know we're going to tease him if y'all boys don't do good. This is Coach Brooks' team and Coach Skeete, the chairman. So, you know, the chairman of the board, he got to have a good team. He come to represent, so better recognize 14U. Oh, this is Mr. Fred Plum's bigger boys. So, you know, they got their hands full. 16U. Piper Davis, Louisiana, 16U. Come on through. I know Coach got his boys ready to play. Boy, this is going to be so fun. Especially we got board members competing against each other, so they're going to talk junk to each other. One of our board members has a 16U team, so.
Well, you know what? I appreciate what you said, and you're very humble, man. I mean, you're very humble, but you don't know how much you've touched a lot of people, man. You really don't know, and I'm one of those people that you touch. I mean, I've taken everything you taught me. I mean, right now the kids that I've trained, I'm working on. You were there. You were also part of it. I use what he taught me. Yeah. And so you know, it's good to be humble, but I have to tell you, man, you've touched a lot of people, and I want you to know that. And all the guys that I've talked to back, you know, sometime I've talked to Eddie Murray, and it's like if I haven't talked to him in 30 years, it seemed like I've talked to him yesterday. That's what baseball people have to understand. Baseball is like a fraternity. You don't give it up. It's a family. You know, we may not talk to each other 30 years, but you know, we don't forget each other. We just keep it going. You know, so this is what a lot of people don't understand, is that it's a fraternity, it's a brotherhood, you know, that we form, and then you get closer, you get deeper as you start working with each other. I met a gentleman in December, and he's on the other hand, on the other end of the table. We're going to pass the mic to him and talk to him. We met in December. We met over a football game, and it's so funny that he shared the same thing about kids, like you said. I love to teach, and I learned the whole thing of saying the game within the game. You know, you can play, you can run, you can do whatever you want to do, but how are you preparing yourself for that game? Like you said yesterday, you start planning within the batter's box, and the same thing in fielding. Okay, it's run on first, run on third. The ball hasn't hit yet, but if it hit to me on my left or it hit to my right, where am I going to throw the ball? How am I gonna approach it? And that's what I teach. And I learned that from yourself, the Moultons and all these guys. You know, I learned that from you guys. And I appreciate that, just me knowing you. I appreciate knowing you guys. And we have and like I said, when I met Coach Karl Brooks, we talked about just working with kids. And that's what I want. And the same thing what you just mentioned. It's about developing these kids and make these kids to be what they want to be. I don't want to hear that you're a year behind. I want to hear that you're ready to go. And if I can do something about it, that's what I will do about it. So, hey, I'm going to give the mic to Coach Karl Brooks. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little about you and tell us what's going on.
Before we hit the Karl Brooks real quick, I want to thank our host, one of our guest hosts with Piper Davis, the Holiday Inn. Want to say we appreciate you doing. Last night, the young lady looked out for us, make sure we feel hospitable and feel at home. And
It's a pleasure to be a part of this program. It's been outstanding. When Coach Plump and myself, we first met a few years ago, I think we kind of shared that same vision of helping youngsters. And he saw what I was doing with the postgraduate program, and we've always stayed in communication. And then when he presented the opportunity of becoming the chairman of Piper Davis, I was like, yes, sir. Anything I could do to help promote baseball for our inner city kids as well as all kids, I'm willing to do. So with that being said, it's been a pleasure to be a part of this whole program. I've watched how we had a coaches clinic in Atlanta with Positive Coaching Alliance, free. It was sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance and it was Huddle. There was a big sponsor. Coach Dixon came out. We had a few coaches. We was making it free to all the coaches in the area, and that was just one of the things that we wanted to try to show accountability to all coaches.
We use an acronym here that's easy for you and your kids to remember too. Roots. Remember we talked about the elm tree. We hear the roots of the elm tree. Okay, that represent how we honor or can honor the game. The R in roots, the O, the O, T, S, all of these stand for something. Okay, first, it's about respect. Playing the game and the way you live life and the way you treat people is about respect. Okay, you need to have respect for the rules.
I'm a firm believer that if you gain the trust of these youngsters as well as their parents at an early age and show them that you genuinely care about them and their well-being, now you can kind of go in and talk to those kids and those parents, and they will be able to trust you with the guardian of their kids' future. So I think those things are very, 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 very important. That's what we've done with our program. We started Warrior Sports Academy. We partnered with LaDainian Thomas and Prep Academy, and our biggest focus was to make sure that we create baseball for all kids that could be affordable, and give them the best quality product.
One thing that's different that Piper Davis is bringing to the table. Now we got an international mix into the flavor into the Piper Davis Foundation. We got other islands coming along. We got the Bahamas going on with the help of myself and Skeete. We're gonna merge some Virgin Island, some St. Martin, and eventually we're gonna get to my hometown. I mean, whenever Mr. Fred is get it right. But what I'm enjoying is like the young man said, he's having fun. And baseball in the summer got to be fun. When I grew up in New York and someone said, you want me to go back to school in September and say, man, coach, what'd you do for the summer? Man, I went to Alabama. I went to Disney and played the game. I mean, so we got something now we can give these kids that they can look forward to. So next year when Fred say, hey, we got a team, we're going to Bahamas, I bet the registration line is going to be so quick and fast. Shoot. Because as a kid, you remember you want to come back to school and say, what you did? You kids in Florida, whole summer, they ain't go back to school. What you do? Man, I went to the pool. Every day? So they went to the pool. Now we got something with the help of all the big guys on the table. Next year, the kids can say, man, we're going to the Virgin Islands. We're going to Bahamas. We might make 2 trips. How many kids you think is going to not want to go sell some cans or Gatorade or a T-shirt or something to raise money? Bother their mom and put their money in the piggy bank and save it up for going on a trip. So that's what Mr. Fred is bringing to the table and the rest of Piper Davis. And we're looking forward, and I'm enjoying that. So
come on, push it, kid, push it. Push it, kid, push it, push it. Come on, baby. Keep going. Come on, baby.
There you go. Throw in that glove.
There you go.
Oh!
There you go. Come on. Get down. Hey, get down.
One, two. You see where my arm went? From you catch up. The throwing motion for a catcher is here. Infielder is from your waist.
Yes, sir.
Outfielder is between your knee and your thigh.
Yes, sir.
There's three different angles that you take.
Okay, now it's base loaded. Get the force on the bag. Come on. That's all right. That's what you set up. Base open. So now, okay. Hey, 2 down. Ground ball. Step on the bag. Let's go.
Boy, the fans are ready, boy. The fans from Delray. We might have to go to Delray next year and do this thing down there, Fred. These boys, they ready in Delray. Huh, Coach Rick? We might have to go to Delray next year and do this thing, boy. They ready down there. Baseball on the beach. Uh-oh. This is one of Coach Rick's teams, boy, from up top. From Maryland, I hope they're ready to play too. I hear a lot of talk going on. These guys will be pretty tough. Let's see what's going on. We got the Admirals 18U. We got the Alabama Yankees. Alabama Yankees 18U. Barons 22U, Black Barons, come on through. The big boys. This is what I want to see the big boys play. Okay. Piper Davis, Maryland. Come on through. All right, we got another team. You. Come on through. Birmingham 22U. Come on through. And we got another team that's not here yet, but that's the Kissimmee.
We'd like to say good evening, everyone. We would like to thank Mr. Plump. He's been talking about the Piper Davis League, and we want to thank Mr. Nate for that inspirational speech. And let's give him another hand. He was very, very, very interesting, and I was listening to the quietness in the room, and he gave all of us an inspiring message. And I was just sitting there thinking about how he was talking to us, and he was letting us know that you don't have to be actually on the field to make an impact on life. And I was thinking about this poem. He said, watch your thoughts. It becomes your words, and watch your words. It becomes your actions, and watch your actions. It becomes your habits, and watch your habits. It becomes your character, and watch your character. It becomes your destiny. So we want to let you know, Mr. Nate, you brought some smoke up in here today, and you knocked the ball out the park. Thank you so much. And on behalf of Dr. William Anthony Bell, we welcome you to the city of Birmingham. And I was at the game today. I saw Tidsville and Fairfield, and those young folk, they had a very good time. We want you to know, enjoy yourself while you're in the Madison City. And make sure you go to the baseball museum over there by Regent Park. Thank you so much.
Piper Davis, I want to thank you guys all for getting involved and kicking this thing off. And we know next year, I think President had this thing doubled up. So I want to thank you guys for supporting. And let's have some good baseball this weekend and have fun. I'm going to turn the mic over to the big man, Mr. Freddie P.
Thank you, Mr. Dick. What we got going now, we want to just give all of our players, coaches, parents for taking the time to come out. Just give all of them a big round of applause. Now what we're going to have here now is the Piper Davis Inner City National Tournament daughter, Miss Faye Davis, will throw out the first pitch